Hi, welcome to today's video. A while ago I got these packs of wool from my local craft store. I got one with blue wool and one with red wool. I'm going to combine them to make a checkered board sweater vest. At least that was the initial idea, but I have since changed it ever so slightly. Still having a checkerboard pattern, except it's melting. Ooh, that sounds fun. I did have this idea of like making a drippy, melty sweater vest for a while, and I did test out the idea. You can kind of see the meltingness of it, and it is so cool. I was just like kind of looking out for what I could use for it. I was thinking about just doing in solid colors so it's not as hard as if I did like multiple colors in it, but no, I'm gonna make it as difficult for myself as I can and use two colors, making it checkerboard and making it all drippy. I did draw up some ideas and like kind of plan out what I wanted to do. This was the initial idea, and then I did some more ideas just to get like a feel of kind of what I want to do, and I'm quite excited. Before we can get started, we need a plan, because boy is this gonna be difficult if I don't use a plan. So this sweater vest looks really complicated to do. It's very like everything's all dripping and dripping into everything else, and like it's like, how do you do all that, and how do you do the drips at the bottom as well? You just plan it out like you plan out like a pixel art, and I'll mark down where all the colors are going and how everything's laying out, and figure everything out when I do the pixel art pattern thing, so I don't have to worry about figuring stuff out when I'm actually knitting. I just have to worry about knitting all of this, so that's really fun. Honestly, I can't wait to start knitting, because the other one, the practice one that I did, was actually pretty fun to do. And even though I didn't end up fully finishing the sample one, it does look really cool and it's quite exciting. So it has been a few days and I've been designing the sweater vest and what it will look like. This is what I came up with. You can see it. And it looks really cool. I love all the drips and stuff, and ooh. I did change the ribbon colors to be pink and purple instead of using the red and blue, just so there's like, you can see all the drips and it's not like blue is next to another blue and you can't actually see what it's doing. So just adding a bit more color. I've also done the pattern that I'll be following while knitting all of this, so I can like look at this and know what I'm doing. But since I've added pink and purple, I need to get the wool for that because I don't have it. So it's time to go to the shops and get that wool. It's time to get that wool right now. Boo. Now that we've got the wool, let's get started knitting the sweater vest. I know what you might be wondering, how exactly do you knit the drips? They're coming off and it's just not, like what? I know, I felt the exact same way, but it's actually quite easy. You just knit some of the drip and knit some of another drip, and then you connect them together. It's like when you're knitting a doll and you're knitting the legs. You knit one leg, you stop knitting that leg, and then you knit the other leg, and then you connect them together. It's just that. Over and over and over again, all at different points, which is why it is so incredibly helpful to have the pattern. Now look at all those balls of wool. There is 4 balls of wool connected to this thing right now. But just look at that drippingness. It was probably worth it in the end. Oh, here's me knitting 1 stitch. Just 1. And then I made it into 2 because that's what the pattern told me to do. Okay, so I have finished this much of the ribbing so far. It is currently 2 separate pieces, and I'm about to do the row to connect all of it together so it'll become all one piece, and it'll be the length of the sweater vest, and it's really exciting. Gosh. Like you can see the drips. I mean, kind of. There are a lot of loose ends and stuff as you can probably see, that will be really fun to weave in probably a bit later on. I'm going to try to weave in the ends like kind of as I go. So once I've done like all the ribbing, I think that's when I'll try to weave in some of these ends. And we'll probably be able to see what it fully looks like. Like I said, I continued on knitting and connected the two pieces. I finally finished using the pink. And poof! Just like magic, all the ends are weaved in. But in reality, it took me forever to do. I'm so glad I weaved in the ends as I went. I would hate to have to do all those ends at the very end. That would be a disaster of ends. I finished all the ribbing parts, so no more pink is attached. It's only the red and the red and the blue. I know my colours. It's looking so cool. Look at it. It looks like from afar, it looks like it's dripping. Like there's the effect. Like when you look up close, it's not as effective. You can see like a few holes and such, but like, don't be looking at my sweater vest up close. Look at it from afar. I am ready to start doing all these melting squares in the red and the blue. I always keep wanting, I want to say like red and green for some reason, but it's red and blue. Red and blue. I've done all the rows that have green on it. It's that much, and I have so much more to go. Let's continue on knitting. I've gotten this much done, quite a lot, and I have just started adding in the purple for the ribbing. It's my dog barking. I have done, there's so much wool attached to this, like, okay. I've done this much. Looks amazing. I know, can't even see the purple. There. I've done this much. It's looking really good. And I've been working on the arm decreasing. You can kind of see it there with all the purple drippiness. You can see my next row. It's going to be some pink. So that will be really, really fun to add in with all the other wool that is already attached to this. I can't wait to finish it and just see it all together. It's gonna look so cool. So I have knitted some more, and let me tell you, having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls of wool to one project is kind of annoying. It's gonna be hard to show with the knitted needles on, but it's what I've done so far. It is something that's gonna go fast, hopefully fast, because I really need to finish this now because I have a whole bunch of other videos that I need to film, and I also need to get this out kind of at a certain date. I have a deadline, which is a little stressful, but hopefully I finish it before then, or else I have to film a different video and this complicated stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna continue doing this. Hi, I look different because it has been quite a few months. I think I started this February. It is currently, well, the 2nd of June. It's been a while since I've worked on this. Managed to finish one side of the, whatever it's called. I did this, I've done this, and now I'm doing the other side. I'm really close to finishing this first piece, and it would be really cool if I did. So I'm going to continue on. Yeah. Continue on knitting. I did finish working on the other side, and I forgot to record me working on it at all. Go me. I started on the back. I did the first chunk of drips, and ooh, big time skip. I did a bunch off camera. Or did I? Ooh, dun dun dun. It was kind of hard to knit having the many balls of wool connected to it, but I do have to admit it was fun and quite satisfying when the design would come out how I planned. Now, unknown to you, I did film the whole knitting process of this back piece, but I didn't film it how I normally do. I made a stop motion. As I went, I would take pictures, and it created this really amazing looking stop motion. I love it. I love it so much. It took me so much work, and I wasn't able to use my phone or that part of my desk for a long time while I was knitting, but it was so worth it. I have finally finished knitting both the front and the back piece. And that stop motion that I made took forever. It was so hard. I couldn't move stuff on my desk just so that it would look cool being in the same spot. It took me like a week or something to do whilst I was knitting the sweater vest. Like, and here they are. Yeah. The bottom looks really cool. It looks like they're dripping. The next step would be sewing them together, but they kind of need some help because they're not really like stretching out and they're a little bit small. And I'm hoping blocking it will let the wool just relax. So we shall see. So let's get to blocking these and then we can sew them together. And then they'll be done. Wow. Doing a steam blocking. Look at all that steam. I sewed the sides together. First I did it how I would normally sew the sides, but it didn't look that good. So I tried this other way and, well, just look at it. You cannot tell me where the seams are. They look invisible. The shoulder seams, however, are very rough. Bad. They look bad and terrible. Don't look at them. The drips at the bottom aren't laying flat, so I'm taking my crochet hook and fixing up those edges. It also cleans up the edges and makes it less holy. Holy as in less holes in it, not that it's more religious or anything. That'll be crazy daisy. It's all done, and here is what the final thing looks like.
Helikopter, helikopter.